I think now is a great time to get started. I love to see an active chat going on. That is one of my favorite things. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone who's able to join us. I'm so glad that you're here. We are back at it again to talk a little bit about College Bound, okay? Speaking of a active chat, I would love to hear where everyone is coming from. So if you can, take a moment and drop your organization or your school and what city you're joining from. We've got people from all over the state, so let's get that representation going in the chat so we can see who's in the room with us. Amazing. There we go. There we go. Love it. Ooh, y'all moving quick. My goodness. Quick fingers. We got Pasco. We got Vancouver. We got Yakima. Oh my goodness. My very own Tacoma, Washington. I love to hear that. Any more Tacoma? Blow up Tacoma in the chat. Thanks all again for joining us today. Let's go ahead and take a look at our overview so you can know what we're getting into today. All right, we got lots of topics to get into. First, we're going to give you a little introduction and go over the basics of College Bound. I know some of y'all are pros at this point, but just hang in there with me, okay? I know we're just going to go over some basics once again so that we're all on the same page. Then we're going to move into some of our legislative updates that we have going on for this upcoming school year. We've got some great Create Your Future new resources that we've been working on that we're really excited to share with you. And then just brainstorming ways that we can collaborate together with some resources. As this is going on, feel free to add any question that you have in the Q&A feature, okay? We'll be answering those as the presentation is going, and we'll also be sending out a questions document to everybody after this is finished, okay? So you will get the slides, you will get all the questions and answers, okay? And there is a feature where you can put an upvote on a question if you have a similar one, okay? So that's how that's going to happen today. And then, of course, always use the chat for all the fun things. Okay, here's the fun part. There's a gift card raffle, and there's not much that you have to do for it, okay? The first thing is attending this training, which you all are on track to do. Amazing job. So glad you're here. Then we need you to complete a short post-training survey, and that's going to be due on the 29th at 5 p.m. We're going to have an opportunity for you at the very end of our presentation here, and we'll put a QR code up, but just in case, we'll also be sending it out, all right? Then, once you finish your post-training survey, you'll be entered into the raffle to win one of 10 gift cards, okay? We do this through Tango, so you can choose the retailer that you want to, redeem it from. And there's lots of places like Amazon, Target, Safeway, Starbucks, Domino's, everything. So there is that. Is everything going okay on our screen share? We good for our next slide? Okay. Beautiful. So we have a little Venn diagram here to show you, we get a lot of questions around, okay, what's CSF versus WCAN versus the CBROs and the WASAC? There's lots of different letters doing a lot of mumbo jumbo, okay? But this here is just to show that we are all separate entities who come together in this work. So CSF, or College Success Foundation, is kind of one of the overarching circles. Within there, there's a department called WCAN, Washington College Access Network. And within that department is our CBROs, which is like me, the College Bound Regional Officers. There's 5 of us that tackle the entire state. We got a lot to do, but that's kind of the breakdown of that is CSF. Within there is the Department of WCAN, and then within that, our CBROs live, and we tackle the whole state. We partner very closely with WASAC, Washington Student Achievement Council. We've got some folks from WASAC here today, woo, who are helping us out. I'm going to answer some questions and talk a little bit. Then there's also OSPI. We're contracted as CBROs through OSPI, and we all kind of collaborate in that way. So this is just to show we're all separate entities coming together with the same mission of this work. All right, here's our walk-in team. So starting off with me, hello everybody. My name is Kennedy. It is spelled with a C, but it is Kennedy, I promise. Kennedy, I'm based in Tacoma, and I serve the South Puget Sound and Southwest region. So that's right about Tacoma down to Vancouver, and out to the coast a little bit. I'm going to introduce also Melissa, who is based in our Seattle team in King County. She wasn't able to join us today, but shout out to Melissa. She's out there doing the good work. I'm going to pass it off to Bree to introduce herself, and we'll go around and do the rest.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kennedy. So my name is Bree Olison. I am the CBRO for the Northwest and Peninsula regions. Currently, I am located in Bellingham, but next month I'm actually moving out to the peninsula, moving out to Port Angeles. So I'm super excited to be here, and I will pass it off to Raul.
Thank you, Bree. Good morning, everybody. My name is Raul Sanchez. I am located in Spokane, Washington, but I am the CBRO for the Northeast and North Central regions of the state of Washington. So basically, if any of you are north of I-90 and this side of the Cascades, also those of you in the down over in Pullman area, that's who I serve. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Amber. Thank you all for being here today.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Amber Goodrich. I'm the CBRO for the South Central and Southeast regions of Washington. It mainly encompasses ESD 105 and 123. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information will be at the end, and I am based out of Yakima. Thanks so much.
Woohoo! That's my walk-in team. So we are all the CBROs, or College Bound Regional Officers. We make up the walk-in team, and we are part of College Success Foundation. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, and here's some of our closest partners over at WASAC. Just going to give them a quick shout out. Shout out to Pablo, Sean, Kathy, and Rochelle. They're all joining us today, and you may hear from some folks a little bit later. All right, so we got some College Bound basics. Just going over the 101 until we get into the new stuff. I'm sorry if you already know it, okay? Don't come for us, okay? We just got to make sure we all on the same page. And for that, I'm going to pass the baton over to Bree. You'll see me again later when we talk about resources.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Kennedy. So I am so excited to be here as a new member of the CBRO team. So we're going to go over some College Bound basics. It's always great to have a refresher and to go over the College Bound basics to ensure really we're all on the same page, as we know that there are many aspects of your jobs and things to stay up to date on. So let's get started. So when we think about College Bound, we are thinking about the students who need additional support in help with accessing college. So College Bound is a two-step process. The first step is being enrolled in College Bound. Students are automatically enrolled by being eligible for free and reduced price lunch, also known as FERPL, in 7th and 8th grade. So that's when most of the students enroll in College Bound. As well, any 9th grade students who are newly eligible for FERPL in 9th grade who are not eligible in 7th or 8th grade will also be automatically enrolled. Foster youth students are eligible and can enroll in College Bound through high school and until graduation, and actually all the way up until the age of 21. Eligible public school students are automatically enrolled in a few different ways, which we will talk about the enrollment process a little bit later on. For any of our non-OSPI independent schools, so that's going to be like our homeschool students or private school students, they may not be automatically enrolled. We do know that there are several school districts that may have a type of like a homeschool parent partnership program where a homeschool student can be automatically enrolled. But any homeschool or private school students who are will need to fill out an application. So the families can confirm a student's enrollment with WASAC prior to starting the application by contacting WASAC's College Bound program. As well, there are program staff that can assist families with the application if needed. So just because a student is enrolled in College Bound, it does not guarantee that they will receive the funds. So students do need to fulfill the College Bound pledge. So step 2, right, is the College Bound pledge. So students may ask, okay, I'm enrolled, now what, right? These pledge requirements are things that students may already be doing. So we're not actually asking a ton of extra requirements from them. So let's go over them. So first, students need to be graduating from a Washington State high school diploma, from a Washington State high school with a high school diploma. For students who experience foster care at any point between 7th grade and the age of 21, may be eligible to receive College Bound after earning a diploma or a GED. Students who are directly attending a 4-year institution or university after high school will need a cumulative 2.0 GPA or better. Recently, so as of this last year, students who are going to a community or technical college do not need a cumulative 2.0 GPA or better. While we do hope that they are receiving those good grades, it just doesn't limit our community and technical college students. We also understand that there are some school districts that do have a GPA requirement to graduate with a high school diploma. So those individual districts will need to talk with the students about those requirements. As well, the students cannot have a felony conviction. We all hope for anyways. And then students need to be income eligible. So how this is verified and checked is with their FAFSA or WASFA application. So they will need to submit the FAFSA WASFA application their senior year, and then every year that they go to college, they will need to resubmit the application. Their income will be verified annually to determine eligibility. Students will also need to enroll in an eligible program within 1 academic year of high school graduation. So for our 2024 graduates, right, they are allowed to take a year off, but they would need to start in an eligible program by fall of 2025 to be able to use the funds. And then lastly, there are residency requirements. Any students who are experiencing homelessness or maybe McKinney-Vento status should connect with their McKinney-Vento liaison before graduation. Okay, so we know who can get College Bound and what they need to do to receive the funds. So what are they going to get for doing all of this? So College Bound is really the state's commitment to saying, we are going to help cover your tuition and we will cover it at public college rates. So we cannot generally say it will cover X amount at any of the institutions, right? The amount a student will receive will vary because the public rates will vary from institution to institution. So the College Bound commitment is the average cost of tuition at public rates, some college fees, which would be considered service and activity fees, and those are determined by each college, and then a small amount for books. So the scholarship is based on the student, the type of college they go to, their financial need from year to year. So while not all college costs are covered by College Bound, other financial aid, such as the Pell Grant, work study, loans, and other external scholarships, which we always recommend to apply for, may assist in helping students with those other college expenses, such as housing, meals, and transportation. Okay, what I love about College Bound is that you can use it at so many different institutions. There's over 65 in Washington State. We understand every student's path is different, right? If you want to be going to a university, awesome, right? Go to a university. But if there is a student that wants to be going to a community or technical college, right? And they want to go into a professional technical program and get trained in 2 years and go directly to work, right? They can use it there as well. So it can be used at public and private four-year universities, at our public community and technical colleges, at tribal colleges, and at private, nonprofit, and for-profit colleges. But something to remember, right, is that it covers the average cost of tuition at public rates. So something to consider. All right, we just went over a ton of information. So we're going to do a little poll. It's poll time. It's poll time. Everybody get ready for poll time. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick tiny poll. It's going to be 3 questions. We just want to make sure that we're covering all of the information and we're on the same page. So Trang has launched the poll. Once we hit about 80% of the attendees responded, we will close the poll and go over the answers. Don't worry, we're not going to shout anyone out or make you read anything aloud. So let's spend a few minutes to go over that. All right, just another minute. Okay, so it looks like we are at 80%. So Trang is going to close the poll and we are going to go over the results. So question 1, in which grades do students enroll in College Bound? So all of you got that correct. In 7th, 8th, and newly eligible 9th grade students. Question 2, what costs of attendance do College Bound funds help cover? Again, tuition at public college rates, a small amount for books each year, and then some fees. And then question 3, true or false? Students need a 3.0 or better to receive College Bound funds. That was false. Yes, the students who are going to university directly after high school do need a 2.0 cumulative GPA or better, but students who are going to community or technical college, they do not need that 2.0 GPA or better. So thank you for doing the poll. We are going to continue on. Okay, so let's talk about some other need to knows. Again, students need to enroll in college within 1 year of high school. So for our 2024 seniors, they need to enroll by fall of 2025. While the student is in college, the student needs to maintain satisfactory academic progress. This is also known as SAP with the college to continually receive their College Bound funds. So at many institutions, SAP is having a 2.0 GPA or better, but they will need to check with the college to ensure it is that 2.0 GPA or better. And then we like to remind you once again, right, the student needs to file the FAFSA or WASFA every year they go to college, which will check their income eligibility each year. And then we also have some exciting legislative updates later in the webinar, so please stay tuned for that. Okay, so the next 2 slides just have some tables with some summarized information. We know this is a lot. Please remember that this will get emailed out to you after, but let's talk about these. So let's talk about what College Bound can't be used for. So it can't be used for Running Start, because the students need to have a high school diploma or a foster youth, a GED as well. It can't be used for graduate studies, so it can't be used for master's or doctoral programs, but it can be used for students' undergraduate studies. And then it can't be used outside of Washington State, but luckily we have some pretty amazing colleges and universities right here in our home state. What it can be used for. So it can be used for summer classes as well as study abroad. However, the study abroad program must be one of the eligible, be at one of the eligible institutions, and it also has to be financial aid eligible, meaning it must be billed through the student's tuition. And then it can be used for online classes through one of the eligible institutions as well. Okay, some more summarized information, right? We don't want to be telling students it's a full ride scholarship because College Bound does not cover housing, transportation, or all books. Again, College Bound covers the average cost of public tuition rates, some fees, and a small book allowance. We also don't want to be telling students you will get X amount. The amount will vary from student to student and from institution to institution. While we want Bound pledge, we cannot guarantee that they will receive the funds. Students will need to meet residency and income eligibility requirements, which are verified through the FAFSA or WASFA. If students receive College Bound, it will be on the student's award letter from the college or university, right? So there's no separate application for College Bound, like a separate scholarship application in their senior year. If the student does have any questions about their eligibility, we recommend to contact their college's financial aid office once they receive their award letter. And then students are able to take a one-year break, right? One academic year. So our 2024 seniors could start, would need to start by fall of 2025. And again, another reminder, students need to complete the FAFSA or WASFA. I like to explain to students it's like this golden key, right? The financial aid is this golden key that opens up all of the opportunities for funding. And then again, the greatest thing about College Bound is the flexibility. It's not just for four-year universities for bachelor's degrees, but it's for those trade schools, community colleges, technical colleges, tribal colleges, and other private career schools. All right, so I'm going to do one more poll. This is again, just another check-in. It's gonna be short and sweet. Trang will launch the poll. So it's poll time, it's poll time. Everybody get ready for poll time. All right, so we'll spend just another minute filling these questions out. Okay, just another minute. Okay, it looks like we are at 80%. So we're going to close the poll and then let's do a review of the poll. So question one, College Bound funds can be used for which program? Right, all of the above, correct. Question two, which of the following is a College Bound pledge requirement? So the correct answer was have no felony convictions. I know some of you may have answered must be a first-generation college student. While College Bound does support many first-generation college students, it is not a requirement to receive the funds. And then question three, true or false? Students should apply for scholarships and other financial aid in addition to College Bound. True, right? We want to make sure that students are applying for all of the scholarships. We want to make sure they're getting all of that free money to be able to go to college. All right, thank you. Thanks, Trang. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to Raul to talk about the portal and FERPA.
Yes, thank you, Bree. With that, we're going to go ahead and dive into information about the portal, FERPA, and also the auto enrollment process. And so we'll go ahead and get started with that. First, want to clarify with the auto enrollment process. This is how it's determined for eligibility of students when completing the FERPA application, the free reduced price lunch, an income survey, or even with direct certification. So with that, families that do not want to complete the FERPA app, there are different ways for them to be certified or be confirmed for college-bound eligibility, like the Family Income Survey. They could also directly certify through WASAC by connecting with them. If your school or district does participate in the free lunch programs like CEP or Provisional 2 programs, students do still need to show that they're eligible for that free or reduced price lunch to be automatically enrolled in College Bound. WASAC starts the College Bound applications for eligible students that is used for information from OSPI. So this applies only to students who qualify for free or reduced price lunch, determined from sources like the Family Income Survey, SNAP, TANF, Medicaid, etc., all those different need-based programs. CEP and Provisional 2 schools do need to provide eligibility info to OSPI. That way, OSPI can then decide if a student's record is sent to WASAC for automatic college-bound enrollment based on an eligibility for income. With that, the WASAC portal does include a bulk update tool for updating multiple records and offers training and one-on-one support for you all as practitioners. Any newly eligible students will be pulled monthly from monthly reports to OSPI for students who gain the FERPA eligibility and new school enrollments. Certificates are also sent on a monthly basis to newly eligible students. We'll show an example of the College Bound certificate that gets mailed out to students in a little bit on the next slide. But with that, then OSPI sends the data to WASAC every month, which then begins around November of every year, and then it goes all the way through July of each academic year. So don't worry that if you are getting into your portal in August, September, October, and you're realizing, hey, I'm not seeing these new students yet, what's going on? You're not going to be able to see them until November once that data starts flowing through into the portal. So just keep in mind that starts in November, it goes all the way through July of updating every year. As for student contact info, that contact information collection process is going to change in early 2025 with some legislation changes that we'll talk about in a little bit. But with that, WASAC doesn't have student contact details yet. So this is where it's very important for school staff to update them through the WASAC portal, that way to ensure students are informed about the College Bound opportunity on time. Then on the next slide, this is what the College Bound certificate looks like. WASAC continues to support College Bound students in various ways. As the College Bound portal has newly enrolled students uploaded monthly, certificates are only mailed out to newly enrolled students and those students who request that their certificates get resent. We call them monthly certificates because we receive monthly batches of newly enrolled College Bound students and then start sending that data to communicate with them right away. There's also high school level mailings and regular email campaigns to remind students of their program opportunities with the College Bound. It also helps WASAC to have uploaded student contact info so we can utilize that communication channels like OtterBot texting to juniors and seniors and their parents and guardians, which we'll share more about later on in this presentation in regards to OtterBot. Then the College Bound portal itself. The College Bound portal is going to have the most up-to-date information on which students are eligible for the program. There can be multiple portal users per school. However, every user needs to have their own login credentials. It can be from school level all the way up to district level, whoever is needed to have that access to help support our College Bound students. Staff themselves cannot upload new students to the portal. The portal, however, is used to manage your list of College Bound students, update their student info, see their FAFSA completion status, and more. If a College Bound eligible student does not appear on your student list, we want you to encourage them to sign up for a free and reduced price lunch, to complete that Family Income Survey, or reach out to WASAC to self-certify. With that, there are auto enrollment by the end of 9th grade. You could also use the student lookup feature if needed to see if you can find that student within your school. With students that are indicated on your list having bad addresses, what that means is that WASAC just needs updated contact information for those students. We want to be able to connect with them, send them updated information. With that, it is important for us to have accurate contact information to let students know about their eligibility, everything related to that. And so a quicker process is also uploading your entire student list that you have. Whether they're college bound or not, the toolbox will save that attempted file from the bulk updates and encrypt the student data unrelated to college bound applications. So it'll only upload the students that are college bound eligible and won't do anything else with the data of students that are not college bound. So that's something to keep in mind when you upload a full list of students. You can do that to save yourself time to be able to update everyone's contact information. If you have any questions or concerns about the upload process, you can always reach out to us, your CBROs, for support with data uploads. Next, the fun conversation of FERPA regulations and updates. With that, sharing contact information like addresses, phone numbers, and emails with Washington Student Achievement Council is not a violation of FERPA regulations. This information is actually considered directory information, which is permissible under FERPA. That way, we encourage you to reach out to us if you ever have any concerns about what data can be shared, what data can't be shared. We'd be happy to help you out with that. FERPA does allow school and districts to designate basic student information, like I mentioned, directory information with that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about FERPA itself. As college-bound regional officers, we can help with most things related with the college-bound program. This can involve things like bad address updates, help getting missing information, and how to use the portal for things like the upload process. However, we want you to keep in mind that you should not share any sensitive, personally identified information with us. So please do not send us student level information outside of things like the student name or date of birth. CBROs are here for tech support, and if you're not enrolled with the portal, send an email to the WASAC College Bound email to get started with that. All right, everybody, it's poll time. Let's get that poll going. It's poll time, everybody. Let's go for the poll. Let's go ahead and have you answer those questions. So yes, please take a minute with your poll. With that, we'll give you a heads up in a little bit of when we're going to close down the poll. We'll give you enough time. Hopefully these questions should be simple enough, but if not, that is okay. That's what we're here for today, is to help answer those questions for you too. All right, everybody, we got about 10 seconds, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the result. All right, and the poll is now closed. Let's go ahead and get you your answers for the next set. So with that, true or false, all students are eligible to receive the college-bound funds. That is false. They do need to be certified for it in 7th or 8th grade or be newly eligible in 9th grade. Question 2, students must apply for the financial aid with either FAFSA or the WASFA to receive college-bound funds. That is true. They do need to be income eligible, and the way that is determined is by completing the FAFSA or the WASFA. It is also true that students can take a gap year between college and high school and still receive their college-bound funds. So let's say, for example, students that are graduating in June of 2026, they need to start classes in September or basically fall of 2027. So whichever that fall term is following their graduation year from 1 year afterwards. If a student meets all pledge requirements upon high school graduation, they will definitely receive college-bound funds. That is false. They still need to meet the income requirements, complete the FAFSA, and meet all those other requirements for that when they are applying for the college-bound funds. Just want to say thank you all very much for participating in the poll. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to our team in WASAC.
Thank you so much, Raul. We are excited to share the following two bills that were recently passed by the legislature this year. And next slide, please. So the first bill is SB 5904, and it aligns the maximum eligibility timeframes of College Bound, the Washington Grant, and Passport to Careers with the federal Pell Grant at 6 years. That was a mouthful, I know, so I'm going to help break it down. What does this mean? And basically, we know that in prior years, College Bound used to be a 4-year award that must be used within 5 years of high school graduation. Some of you might remember this example that is no longer valid, but I thought I'd highlight. But it used to be that the class of 2023's College Bound funds would expire in 2028. However, with this bill, which is really awesome, the College Bound 5-year window is eliminated. How awesome is that? This means that College Bound students can now receive College Bound funding, award, aid for up to 6 years of enrollment, which doesn't expire. If a student is enrolled in college within 1 year of high school graduation and meets other program requirements each year they are enrolled. So what does other program requirements mean? Like Bree mentioned earlier in the presentation, it would include pledge requirements such as meeting income eligibility, the enrollment deadline of having graduated from high school within 1 year, right, of that timeline, meeting residency requirements, meeting SAP requirements, and other requirements as well. This bill is effective for the 2024-2025 school year. Keep in mind that some institutions start their academic year in the summer. And another great thing about this bill is that it's retroactive, meaning that the college-bound 5-year window limitation is lifted even for students who have exceeded their 5-year window. So please, please, please spread the word with your students and former students if you are in touch with them. And to basically sum up this bill, students have up to 6 years to use their college bound funds or get a bachelor's degree. And aligning the maximum eligibility timeframe with the federal Pell Grant at 6 years really helps promote flexibility and encourages students to return to school. So that was the first bill. And the next bill, SB 6053, this is really awesome because it allows WASAC to receive Washington High School student contact information directly from OSPI. This will help WASAC even more to continue sharing important information about college bound opportunities, financial aid, and education options after high school with students and their families. Essentially, this bill changes how WASAC gets contact information from college-bound high school students. And again, it's a big deal, especially for counselors and school staff like yourselves who spend time updating student contact information. So since this bill is still new, WASAC and OSPI, we still need some time to figure out how it will work. So we are looking at the implementation date as early as 2025, as Raul mentioned earlier this morning. And we will definitely keep you all posted via our GovDelivery messages. So if you're new here today, please make sure to sign up for our College Bound newsletter. And for now, school staff still need to update student contact information in the WASAC portal to make sure students know about College Bound. Our CBROs and WASAC team members are so excited about these legislative changes and how it will impact our students in Washington. And if you have any questions about what I just covered, Please enter your questions in the Q&A function and we will definitely get to them. You're always welcome to reach out to our College Bound team through email and by phone. And now I'll hand it over to my colleague. Thank you all.
Hi, everybody. Well, I hope that you guys are still awake. We have some exciting things to share with you guys. So in a joint effort between CSF and WASAC, we created materials for educators to use with their students. This is a digital toolkit that includes 5 worksheets for students and are accompanied by educator notes. The educator notes give context for the worksheet so that any educator, regardless of their familiarity with College Bound, will be able to comfortably lead each activity. So let's start with College Bound 101. This is a perfect introductory activity for both middle and high school students. The first few pages gives you an overview of the College Bound program with eligibility requirements and components of the pledge. The second half of the worksheet gives students an opportunity to explore different college options where College Bound can be used. There's also a glossary attached that helps students learn key terms. Explore Your Career Roadmap is a career exploration activity for students. They'll make connections between their personal passions, values, and how those intersect with potential career choices. This is a great activity for middle school and high school audiences to begin thinking about a career goal and how to work toward it. The Fit and Match worksheet is recommended for high schoolers. Students can explore institutions they may want to attend. They can weigh pros and cons of potential choices by considering distance from home, potential majors, and what elements of campus life might factor in. The worksheet narrows down choices to a top 3 where students can dig deeper. And although this worksheet mentions high school goals, this would be a great activity for middle schoolers as well. Students will learn how to set SMART goals that might be related to raising GPA or other academic and post-secondary goals, such as filling out a FAFSA application or applying for scholarships. This is a great skill for students to learn how to work towards goals and how to stay accountable. And then our last worksheet that we have is Discovering Scholarships. This is best for high school juniors and seniors to start thinking about applying for scholarships. There are resources for where to look for scholarships, what those common requirements are, and also what types of documentations they'll need. Thank you so much, and I'll pass it on to my colleague. Thanks.
All right, everybody, I'm back. Told you I wasn't going too far. Let's talk about ways that you can collaborate with us. Okay, so for us CBROs, that statewide team, our 2 main focuses are college bound awareness and also financial aid completion. We do these a few different ways. So one being support with student and family events, another being trainings for practitioners, just like this one. So say you're at a school site and you want us to come either in person or virtually to talk with the other counselors, folks that you work with about College Bound or FAFSA WASFA or anything like that. That's something that we are happy to do, as well as support and resources. If you're like, hey, oh my gosh, I need some curriculum to help my students figure out how to best look for scholarships or, you know, find their best fit and match for college or university, then bam, we got those for you too. So those are our 2 main focuses and a few of the ways that we carry out that work for you to collaborate with us. All right. And then how WASAC can support you, there's a few different ways here. So WASAC provides a few different resources, training, and webinars. They also can help you access the College Bound portal and the FAFSA completion portal. Those are the portals that allow you to see your full list of eligible students so that you can do targeted outreach. You can also order free promo materials for College Bound or 12th year campaign on the order forms. You could sign up for the listserv to stay in the loop for important updates. You can join the webinars monthly on Wednesdays. And another good resource from them too is the middle and high school college bound intro flyers, and they're available in 13 different languages. We'll make sure to get you all of the links and everything. We have them compiled together for you. So let's go to the next slide. Here's our resources. Meow, meow, meow. Yes. So the very first one that we're going to talk about is Otterbot. It's a automated texting service that honestly might take a little bit of stress off your shoulders. So if you have not been pushing Otterbot for your students and families, I would definitely recommend starting. If students are asking you questions about financial aid that you don't know the answer to, say, hey, I need you to sign up for Otterbot. Ask 3 before me, ask Otterbot before me. We'll make sure to get you that information so that you can start referring your students to sign up for Otterbot. It's also super important because it helps us to maintain updated contact information for your students and families. So there's Otterbot, automated texting service to answer all your questions. And then we also have the college and career knowledge booklets. So they're available in paper copies in English and Spanish, and digitally they're available in lots of other languages: Vietnamese, Ukrainian, Somali, Russian, Arabic, Spanish. So these are great resources that you can order for free 99. No dollars involved, free 99. You can get them dropped off at your office doorstep, okay? And here is all of the links that I was talking about. So with the slides, you'll have this slide here with all the links that you need. All right, they're all right here. The order forms, the CSF Financial Aid Hub, college knowledge materials, the Create Your Future Toolkit. Okay, that's what Amber was talking about. It's all going to be right here for easy access. Here's how you can best contact us at CSF, the WACAN team, the WACAN CBROs. Also a little map so you can see our regions. And then also the contact information for WASAC's College Bound team, okay? We're not going to give you everybody's individual email here, but the best way to contact them is through collegebound@wasac.wa.gov. And depending on who's, the best resource for your question, they'll get you routed to the best of the best, okay? So there's College Bound, and then also if you have questions about the FAFSA completion portal, there's another email specifically for that. Okay, and it's time for that post-training survey so that you could be in the running for that gift card, okay? So take a moment now to fill that out. And while we're doing that, we can open it up to any other questions that y'all might have. If you still have remaining questions, drop them in the Q&A feature. If there's another question that you see that you also have, feel free to upvote it, and we'll take some time to do that now.
So there's a pending question from Andrea in the chat. So I just want to go ahead and take that. Yes, the College Bound regional officers are here to support you. We want to be plugged into your events at school. We do have very large regions that we oversee, so unfortunately we can't guarantee that we'll be able to make it out to each one, but please keep us in the loop. We can send you different information that you can use at your activities, or we can make down the drive ourselves to do presentations or trainings with your staff as well, to empower you guys to do that work at your school. So when we send out all of the different information and the slide deck, you'll have all of our information. So please reach out to us. We want to work with you. We want to do our best to support students and help the work that you guys are already doing in your schools.
Then, hello, this is Raul again. I see there's a question about how there's, in the university side, they're meeting with newly enrolled students who thought they were going to be college bound eligible, but didn't based on eligibility requirements. Of course, with that situation, that can always be not so fun to have the conversation with them and saying, actually, you're not eligible because of the income requirements, the way that it's shown on the website for WASAC. One of the things that definitely we like to do, at least on our side as CBROs and helping with practitioners, is ensuring we're letting students know about the requirements for that. That is not just a 100% guaranteed scholarship. We are wanting to make sure we inform them that there does need to be the income requirement when you're completing with the FAFSA the senior year. So we're hoping we're letting know as many students as possible know. It can be very confusing and challenging at times. When a student really thinks that they're college bound eligible, then they realize they're not afterwards. And so that's just one of the things we definitely just want to keep having the conversation with our seniors every year, letting them know, hey, complete the FAFSA. If you're eligible for the college bound, it'll show up there, or it'll definitely make sure that with the Washington College Grant, your tuition is being met if you're eligible for it, but also referring them to the WASAC website. It's always going to be helpful to look at the income charts there. While sometimes it could be a year behind, letting them know, hey, this is what it looks like. And when it comes to the confusion of household size, that is always confusing. But also for us, letting them know that, hey, this is what your household size would be depending on what you put on the FAFSA or the WASPA. And so compare that with the numbers, and then also connecting them with us CBROs, or at least talking to university financial aid counselors if they're confused about those numbers, is always a great way to direct them. While we may not know all the answers to all the things like that, we can sure connect with our partners in colleges, universities, and all that to get the answers for them. It's never fun to be able to tell a student, you don't qualify for the college bound because of this, but definitely letting them know that there are other resources and there are ways that we can hopefully help them manage through and navigate what's going to be the best route for them financially for college. And then I do see a question about what grade level for next year was auto-enrolled. I believe seniors this year have now been auto-enrolled. This should have been the first year that were auto-enrolled back in 7th or 8th grade, and they did not need to sign up on their own for the college bound. If anybody can correct me on that, if I'm wrong, but I do believe seniors this year were auto-enrolled.
We will be on for a couple more minutes, so if there's any last questions, please feel free to put any of them in the chat or Q&A. And if you're too shy to ask it in public, feel free to send us an email once you get our contact information, and we will do our best to reach out to you as soon as possible. I do want to thank everybody again for giving their time to come to our training. And I definitely encourage you guys to do the post training survey. It's a little bit of your time, but you might win $10, and it definitely helps us to make sure how to improve our trainings in the future. So thank you guys so much for attending. We really appreciate it.
Alrighty, if there's no other questions at this time, I think we are all set and ready to go. Thank you everyone for coming.